Hello everybody. Hi, I have my lighter here. I'm going to light my candle real quick. Let's turn it on. I wanted to show you something that I did last year and I appreciate it so much. And that is using this duplicate week that most planners, if you're using the same planner or maybe if you're planner hopping, I found that there was a duplicate week between the two planners. So this is the Makselife Vertical this year, 2023. And what I did last year, let's see if I can kind of show it to you. Well, first, this is the duplicate week, right? This is the same exact week, mostly of 2022, and starting New Year's Day here. Now, I don't know what's going to happen next year because January 1st is on a Monday. And so there may not be a duplicate week at all. So most of the other years you'll be able to do this, but next year might be a specific case where they don't. They just cut it off on the 31st and then start the new one on the 1st. Could happen. I have no idea. But I'm planning on using the old one because I have my appointments in here. And I'm just going to pack this away when I'm done. Like I don't really reference it. Sometimes I don't do a lot of memory keeping, but this really helps me remember things because of my ADHD. I just can't. I don't remember things very well. So anyway, I thought, okay, well, because this is a duplicate week, what could I do to, I'm getting last year's out. Let's see. And actually there's two parts to this. So I'm going to put, just there. Okay. So this is what I did with the duplicate week last year. I'm just covering up some private information. And I loved it. I love that I could see every single month that I could go through and see things. So I'm going to replicate that here. And I also can use, see, I think I read through these. I don't have like anything super personal here. Yeah. Okay. So then the previous week, well, previous 2 pages, sorry. I just put some like, these are my core things, and it is kind of like, I know you can use the yearly planner type things like these. These were my yearly, but I wanted to see it more concise and actually pin it down to just a few words for each of my things and then go through here and break it down. And then also use this area to kind of break down, because specifically environmental for me means breaking it down into like cleaning the garage, doing little sessions, cleaning off, going through my clothes. It's not all at once. And there's oftentimes I'm doing it throughout the year as well. So, and these were the old stickers that I used up here. And yeah, you can use whatever you want. So I just wanted to, as I bang things around behind me, set this up really simply. And I'm trying to kind of decide, oh, it ate the picture. I put the stickers in my last year's planner here, but I did not get them back out. Here we go. Okay, so these are the new colors. And all I want to do is like put these across the top here to start. Like, it's a really simple setup, but for me, I just see things chronologically. It just works with my brain. So when I'm putting these stickers down, I mainly want to cover up the date. I'm not so worried about the word Monday being seen. And like in the other part you can do is, like, I'm not too particular on this. This is just like, I think I'll just do that because it kind of shows through a little bit. And I don't necessarily want to use these as stretch goals. These aren't specifically stretch goals to me, but see, you can kind of see the words through. So I'm just going to go through and put these as close on top as possible. And again, if this is not your thing to kind of have it not perfect, then maybe this isn't for you. That's okay. You can always pick another notebook to do this in. Like those aren't lined up. I'm practicing imperfection. It's part of my thing. But I was just I was so excited to get this done now because I'm about to go through and do all my goal setting that I was like, wait, I could show this, right? It's not going to take very long. And that almost covers most of it there. And you could do all sorts of things here. Like, is that the gray? No. Okay, I'm still on track. That's the blue. I have to get used to the new colors here. That's what I'm kind of looking at. And I don't use whiteout. I don't. You could totally white out everything and, you know, make it a little prettier if you want. But you only have 7 going across here, right? So that's why I make this one the 8th one over here for environmental. What's kind of throwing me is like this gray is very much more of a brown to me. But I do like these new colors, and I did get there. So the main gist of this is that I can look through and see all the colors here. Let's see. I did get the Makselife markers, so these match. But I don't know if there's specifically anything I want to do here. I think because there's so many dots, I'm going to just use my dot markers. I don't think I can do circles for this many. Excuse me. And so when I look at my past one, I see that I start on the 2nd line. Okay, I have my other one off to the side here. And I'll just start with red just because it's in my hand here. So you start here. And for me, it helps to see everything kind of in an equal pace. So January, February, March, April, May, June, July, August, September, October, November, December. And it just kind of leaves a little extra buffer down there. And then I'll just go through and do the rest of these. And try not to mess up. So as we go into planning and really diving in, this is not about having a different goal each month. This is not that. What this is taking one goal and seeing how it maps out through the months, and that sometimes you can get your goal done early and then you can start a new goal. And that's what I find really fascinating about this, is that, I almost went one more there, is that I can look through and see when things stopped and started. Because there are definitely goals that I let go of or I finished, and I saw that I could move on to the next one. And I thought that was pretty cool to see how I was growing and how I can let things go as well. To go, wait a minute, this was something at the beginning of the year, but it's not important anymore. So yeah, these colors are going to be a little off, but again, this is like for my eyes. So here it's a little tricky. So January, February, March, April, May, June. And this can be a little tricky. So I actually put dots on this side. You can do this totally differently. And I would write them kind of going the other way or something. And you could alternate them. Maybe that's what I could have done. But for me, this works because I'm also breaking it down here. Yeah, I might totally change that later, and that's okay. Because I could see how you could do like alternate. Might be the better way to go there. Oh well. Learn from me. Do it differently if you want. So yeah, this is the spiritual one. And then I'll show you as I get down to the very bottom part what I can do as well. So just one more. Now I generally use pencil to fill all these other things in. So I can put, like at the beginning of the month, that I was very much into like cleaning out my garage in January and then go, you know what, that's not smart here in the Pacific Northwest because it is so cold. And so I can erase it and stuff like that. So down here, I definitely want to work on our shed. That's one of our top priorities. We worked really hard on other parts. Yeah, clothes are pretty good. Shed was like the number one. So I'll start there. And it may not be that we approach it till spring because it's cold outside. It's literally snow on the ground right now. So these bottom parts here is where I want to write like an intention. So for personal, last year I put cycles with ease. So I was really playing around with cycles, as in how often do I do something? How often do I wash my hair? Because I was trying to do it twice a week, and then it was like every 3 days, no, every 4 days, no, can I make it 5 days? Like, it's tricky when there's 7 days, especially with curly hair that can go a little longer. It's just, for me, like, what are my cycles and stuff? Or buying groceries. For me, it was a little sporadic. And to me, it helps more to have things more on a predictable cycle. For fun, it was celebrate differently. So my celebrations were very different than other people's, and that's okay. So I'm going to have new ones here, and you could write a little one here because there's a little bit of space here. But I love this as in project-based things throughout the year that I did a session. And this session only lasted like maybe an hour. Maybe it is half hour. Maybe it's 15 minutes. And I know this is going to be a long one, but maybe it's a smaller thing here where it's the laundry room. I actually want to do this. We don't really have a linen closet, so we made one out of a bookcase in there. And I really want to go through that. The rest of the laundry room's okay. But we have like 8 little cubicles in there, in that we have one of those Calex things. It was left over from our old house, and it fit perfectly in the corner to be able to store all this stuff. So I could go through almost every cube. Now I know there's 7 here, but I could go through one cube at a time and just mark off one cube and just know that, yeah, there's probably the last one could be 2 cubes or something. So that's a very small, well, a smaller project. I know that's going to take some time, but if I just did a little bit at a time, I could get through it. So I hope that helps. I put this in the Makselife community last year, and I might just link it this year. I want to catch everyone, just in case they want to try this out, catch everyone before you move into your new planner. Because, I don't know, I find it really handy. So this will then be, as I did a setup video, I did where I put in, I was seeing what the layout was, and then I decided to go ahead and just do my hours through the month of January only. So I did set this up through January, and yeah, I'm going to try out, this is just a little like if you watch my previous video, I was trying to see how long of hours I wanted. Like I don't have a lot in the evenings, so I'm just trying it out for the month before I do the rest of my planner. And then I went through and also did all the days off. And no, I'm not going to California. That's I'm dog sitting for California. These are just days off and stuff like that. If it's on this side, it's a half day. This side is a full day off for my son. Just if anyone wanted to see a little bit in addition to how I'm setting up this planner. But I love this already. I love how color coordinated it is. And I really did keep up last year and just mark things off every month and did it in pencil. And I moved things around. I was like, this is not the month for this, especially health-wise. I had some big things going on and I had to just like say, nope, not this month. So, but it was easier to see across the whole board to just see, oh, my health was bad. So I see that none of my, projects did very well that month, and that's okay. So anyway, I had to share that with you. I'm sure I was even contemplating like using these all the way down. I think I'll save these for something else, maybe the yearly planning. You could do something with this where you are ticking things off if you divide up a project and do little squares or just check boxes in this. You could keep this at the bottom and just kind of like, fill that up if you get that one done. Something like that. You could even use them over here. Whatever, I'm trying to use what I have because I don't really use these the way that I've seen them being used. I will probably use these flags though. I had a lot of success using them on the monthly. So for instance here, for some reason, I really liked putting the little flags right here. So I had like 2 separate sides that I wrote like an intention and then the steps. And that just works for me. I don't like these lines here, although I am very excited that these are grids here. Like this is what I wish was on every goal setting thing, because I love grids. I am a visual person. I have been a web designer for a very long time, and I use dot grid for all my kind of ideas or just mind mapping or stuff like that. So I love that these match. And so what I would do is like, well, they kind of match, that you would stick these kind of here. Oh, that's really interesting. Now that I'm looking at these don't match. This is this year's. That matches. That's off. But these physical environment ones are way off. Oh, that's interesting. They're supposed to be here, but sorry, I'm sidetracked here. But this is, I'm just going to write, this is the gray for environment. So yeah, we have this gray, and that gray going on. Oops. That's okay. We don't all have to match and be exactly precise with everything. But yeah, I'm really excited to go through that. And I hope, yeah, see, I love this dot grid. So this I will use, what did I do here? Okay, the other important thing I do want to mention is it depends how you use these weekly actions. There are people who do the actions before, like they reflect. So let me see if I can explain this. This is the week that they're planning for. So this is the week that they have their actions. But then they do their reflections. They go back and they write them here. That doesn't work for me. I need these to be linear. So this is my previous week. So this will actually be December reflections here. And then you go, okay, based on these are the alterations I'm doing. This is what I'm carrying into the next week. And then I reflect on this week on this side and then make the adjustments and move forward. So it's linear. You can, so I did that all last year, but I had to pause and count to make sure it was doing that. I had to like leave one of these blank so that I could hop and try to do it the right way. For me, because I did it the opposite way. I had like, this is what I was going to do, but then if I look at this and reflect upon that, it would be on this side. And I did that for a whole year and it bugged me so bad. I couldn't go backwards. I'm just such a linear girl. That's where I am. That's where my brain works. And that's why I do this, because it's linear this way and I can see across here. So I hope that helps, and thank you for joining me. I will catch you next time. Bye.